All right, welcome back to the movie joint, ladies and gentlemen. We just got back from the theater. Went and saw Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. We're going to go ahead and get right into it. It's getting kind of late. You want to start us off?
Yeah, of course. Of course, this is spoilers. What we're going to do at first is just we're going to talk about our thoughts about the movie, certain things that we liked without spoiling it, and then give our ratings. After we give our ratings, then we're going to go into detail about certain things. Overall, I was disappointed. I honestly highly disappointed in the film. I thought some of the acting was okay. The main girl who played Stella as a character, I thought that she shined at the end of the movie. At the very end of the movie, she shined. She was awesome. But during the rest of the movie, I thought all the characters were really kind of annoying, in my opinion. And this movie is a lot of jump scares. Loud noises to get you to jolt and jump because that's what's scary. No, not in my opinion. It's just to get you going, just like that, like a real fast, quick, loud noise and all that. But overall, I was disappointed. I'm sorry.
Due to extenuating circumstances, the movie was way better than I thought it was going to be. The night prior, I had watched some other movie and was entirely disappointed. But back to this movie, I thought it was cool that they adapted the books in the film. I thought it was cool that the juveniles were, running around trying to do everything they were doing. I didn't think the acting was bad. They're kids. It was believable, and it was scarier than I thought it was going to be, but not like a frightful movie. Just been disappointed with the scary flicks lately.
Okay, so without spoiling the scene itself or the certain part, what was your favorite scene or moment in the film?
Where she went back at the end.
Where she goes back to the house?
To go finish it, yeah.
Okay. My favorite scene is the introduction to the creepy crawler. When they're in the jail and the dog's growling.
I forgot the name. Yeah, that was pretty cool too.
It was thrilling. It was suspenseful. The mood was there, and it was like, oh, what the hell is coming, and all that.
It was a little scary.
It was, and that was literally the only part that I was scared of. That's the only section because it was creepy. The creature itself was creepy. People are complaining about the CGI. Who gives a f about the CGI? I don't care. I'm not expecting Avatar or Transformers, whatever. But
I was scared for the characters when their stories were happening, like leading up to whatever would happen to each respective character. Like
except for one.
I was scared for them.
Except for one.
Which one?
The geeky kid with the fat white chick.
I was scared for that kid.
I wasn't.
That was like,
so
what
slow.
The hell is happening?
It was so slow. And
trapping him.
Yeah, she was trapping him and everything. But no, I mean,
I felt bad for all the ones that got it.
Yeah, we'll start getting into details here in just a minute about each and every scene, each and every moment that happens and all that. But do you want to give your rating first, and then I'll give mine, or do you want me to go first?
It don't matter.
I give.
You already got your rating?
Yeah.
I'm still mulling mine over.
All right. So, after watching this movie and pondering it on the ride home and really get into it, the characters kind of disappointed me. That's not saying that the child actors were bad. I had a few moments with, I thought the minor love story was kind of rushed and stupid in a way. I thought the comedic guy who was there to kind of give a comedic relief try to be all snappy and stuff. I thought that a lot of his stuff kind of fell flat. I wasn't really scared. I was expecting more. I did not like the jump scares. And overall, I was disappointed. I got to give it a 5 out of 10.
5 out of 10.
5.
Okay.
5.
Well, adolescents are scatterbrained and hasty. The whole rust aspect kind of went to me with like the mindset of an adolescent. You know, they're always in a hurry. They're trying to do now. They want now. Gratified now. They want it over now. They're rushing around. So the little romantic part, that was okay because that's typical of teenagers. The storyline was different than I anticipated, but like it was fulfilling in the sense of what we were going to see. Like, I liked it better than the other movie. You know what I'm talking about. We're about to get into that. I would have to say still maybe 5.5. I'm not a scary movie guy, but if I break down and I want to go see one, I'm trying to get frightened. I'm trying to be terrified. I want to be scared for real. So it wasn't everything I was hoping for, but it wasn't a bad movie.
I forgot to mention as well at the beginning of this video, but from now on, when he just said his rating was a 5.5, from now on, all of our ratings, we are going to be incorporating the 0.5 system, which means 5.5, 6.5.
You got a broader spectrum of ratings.
Yeah. That way, you know, because he has a few movies that he gave 9s to.
I'm usually one way or the other.
But
I like what I like,
yeah.
And if I like it so much, I just think you're all going to like it, man. So we're going to try to narrow that down to more accurate overall ratings because we're trying to take this seriously.
Alright, so I give it a 5. You give it a 5.5.
Yeah.
Now let's talk a little bit into detail. The first death scene with Harold. I thought Harold was creepy. He was scary to look at. It was creepy and all that.
He was scary to look at.
He was.
Yeah.
And I thought it was interesting, but at the same time, I thought it was cheesy. And when he stabbed him, he started turning into it.
Oh,
and
I
he
thought
had all
that
that.
was cool.
I thought it was cool, but I thought it was a little too cheesy for it to be a scary movie.
Well, it's like an adolescent's scary movie. It's not like so serious, you know, but I thought that was a neat little twist.
But,
like the bully got
and that bully character was really crappy. I didn't believe him as a bully.
His acting wasn't really good at all.
No, I did not believe it at all. Let's talk about the second death, which was...
That was August. Augie.
Was that Augie?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Or was that the red spot?
No, that was after that.
Okay,
because
so
she ran off talking about she didn't believe it. And they were trying to find you.
Yeah. Alright, so the second one is with the character named Augie, who, the missing toe.
Who's got my toe? I knew that was going to be in there.
I mean, come on, did he seriously not tell that he was chomping on a toe? He eating the soup and there's a toe and there's an eyeball in there as well. And that was just...
His demise was a little scary. Like,
it was more built up.
Yeah.
It was more built up. He came out, he looked up, and then I wasn't expecting anything. I was actually expecting her to be, to like, when he rolls back down and looks up, she's standing over top of him.
Yeah, me too.
But she grabs him from underneath and pulls him. And that was a little bit creepy, but that was a jump scare. I'm not real big on jump scares, but as long as the jump scare is done right.
It was a pretty decent scene.
Yeah, it's
August,
done right.
Augie getting got, yeah.
The third one, the red spot, the one that everybody is talking about, because a lot of people are terrified of spiders. Me, I am terrified of spiders. The thought of spiders crawling all over me gives me the chills.
Imagine what that poor girl felt.
Yeah.
When they started coming out of her face.
Yeah.
By the hundreds. She was covered in spiders. It was insane. Screaming in terror. Face just swelled up instantly with some web sack of Spider-Man. It was something.
It was crazy because the scene before, it was kind of just like a zit almost in a way.
Yeah.
And then
It
the
kept
next
swelling.
scene, it freaking got huge. She tried to pull it out like maybe it was a hair or something, and then started moving. And then next thing you know, all these spiders all over the place.
But they saved her.
They
They showed up and they saved her. He dumped some janitor mop water on her, but she got saved.
And she got messed up. She ended up going to a mental hospital, and I thought that was a cool scene when they're holding her and she's walking, and what she was saying and how she was looking.
I think it was cool how Stella and her dad went to get her when everything was said and done.
Yeah.
How they,
At the end of the movie.
yeah, like got her out of the asylum. Like, you wasn't crazy. We know what happened. Like, they didn't show none of that, but they show her with them driving off when it's all over. And I thought that was really cool.
No. All right, so the next one is they go to jail, and this is where, I had a problem earlier because I thought that that cop was just so ignorant.
And he got serious real quick.
He was an overplay. He definitely overacted. I did not like the cop at all. I thought he was stupid. But this scene was definitely the highlight scene of the movie. And they show it in one of the trailers as well, where he reads what it is.
I forgot the name of
I
it.
can't remember the name. But the dog is growling at the chimney. And the dog runs away, and the head falls down, and the head wakes up. He's
It says what he is. It says his name or whatever.
Yeah, and then the dude's like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" And then he shoots it. Whatever. Next thing you know, all these other body parts fall down, and this dude forms. Like 7-8 foot tall, deformed, spinal bifida.
He can spin his head. He can spin his back. He can invert his body.
He can break his bones.
Some crazy, monstrous hunt down the coward.
Yeah, it was.
It was crazy.
And this monster stays with the movie until the very end. And it does some really, really creepy, crazy stuff. The dude actually rams him into a truck. And he goes and he can't get free. So he goes and deforms his whole body.
Disassembles back into parts.
And then reassembles. Johnny Five, no disassemble.
It was something. It was crazy.
You ever seen Short Circuit?
No. Oh, yeah.
No disassemble Johnny Five.
Your mother was a snowblower. Yeah. That was cool. That movie was awesome.
Yeah. And then the end of the movie, I think this is where the movie shines. I think the movie shines from that point on.
It's a lot better.
Yeah.
At the last part of the movie. Yeah.
It's where all the creepy stuff are, all the intensity really, really kicks in. The character Stella ends up going back to the house where...
To confront Sarah with the truth.
What was her last
To try
name?
to stop her.
Sarah Bellows?
Sarah,
Bellows?
Bellows. Yeah, like fire.
Sarah
Bellows. Sarah
Yep.
Bellows.
She goes back and she confronts her and she tells her, "Look, I know what really happened to you, but you don't need to be killing my
I'll
friends."
tell your story.
Yeah.
It's your family's fault. That's on them. What you do is on you. And you're killing people unnecessarily. Like, it was...
You say
It was
that.
a really good scene.
You say that reminds me of the Iron Giant.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the Iron Giant was sent to Earth to destroy Earth. He was a big, massive weapon. And then at the end of the movie, he was like, you don't have to be what you were sent to be. You choose what you are and who you be. I can't remember his...
I haven't saw that movie.
He's got the big Superman S when he flies to the rocket. But that kind of reminds me of this, because that's what she says. She's like, you don't have to be bad. What happened to you, blah,
You were
blah,
a
blah.
victim. It was terrible.
And you don't need to be like that. I will tell your story. People will know what really happened. And at the end of the movie, everything gets all right. It's a happy ending. And she writes her story. She types it out and distributes it.
And
then
they
they
leave
get-
you with the potential for another movie, a follow-up movie.
Yeah.
It's cool how they wrote that in there. It's like kind of open-ended. If they want to revisit it and make another, they could probably pull it off.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was our review.
Go check it out for yourself. Why not?
I wouldn't pay that money again to go see it. Not that much. Not to go see it at that theater.
I mean, it's you pay for the atmosphere. It was a good time. The movie wasn't bad. It just wasn't great. You know,
It was overhyped.
it was definitely overhyped, but it was okay. It wasn't such a disappointment to me, anyway.
See, when I think of, because there was another movie that came out last year called The Nun, and The Nun was so overhyped. That trailer was so scary and everything, and I went and watched it, and it was such a bad movie. It was so boring and so terrible and made no sense.
We likely won't be reviewing it. Ha! The Nun.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah.
Well, you haven't seen The Conjuring. This dude hasn't seen The
I
Conjuring.
don't watch scary movies, y'all. That's why I'm so let down that these movies didn't scare me. I was expecting way more from them.
Yeah, I would say if you want to go see it in theater, go ahead, support it in theater. This is a movie I'd rather wait and see when it comes out on Netflix or whatever. If you want to buy the DVD, go ahead. But me specifically, I probably won't be buying this movie to put it in my collection.
Yeah, I probably won't buy it either.
So that was our review
Sorry.
for Scary Stories. It was okay. Blah, blah, blah. Anyways, next up, we got a very, very fun review.
Oh, I'm so excited.
We're going to talk about this review because it is a movie that I like that he did not end up liking. We're going to debate about it. The Autopsy of Jane Doe is coming up next. Comment down below, let us know what you guys thought, and don't forget to like, share, and please
Subscribe.
have a good one, everybody.